Dear students, in this video we will see 2025 question paper of science, CBSE class 10. And in 2025 March annual exam, 6 different set of question papers were given. 6 different set of question papers. So each set again will have 3 papers with shuffling of questions, but 6 question papers which are totally different are used in the 2025. This is the first among that one. Clear? Now we will see the first 20 questions here. The first question. Electrolysis of water is a decomposition reaction. So electrolysis of water. The mass ratio, that is mass of hydrogen to mass of oxygen, of hydrogen and oxygen gases liberated at the electrodes during electrolysis of water is, we have to identify this ratio. We have to identify mass of hydrogen to mass of oxygen. So here we should know the electrolysis of water reaction. So what is the reaction? The reaction used is 2H2O. Balance equation you have to write. So this is 2H2 plus O2. Right. Now M of H means, or M of O means, this is molecular mass. Right? Molecular mass. So we should know what is molecular mass of hydrogen. So molecular mass of one hydrogen atom is 1 gram. For one hydrogen atom, it is molecular mass is 1 gram. And for one oxygen, it is 16 grams. This is not atomic number. This is atomic mass or molecular mass. So in this case here, 2 hydrogen means what? 2 into H2 is there. So here you are having H2. So in 2H2 I will write here. 2H2 means 2 multiplied by then 2 into 1, because H2 are there, 2 hydrogen are there. So this 2 is for this one, right? For the H2, each one is 1 gram. So 2 into 1. So what is the molecular mass here for 2H2, that is in the reaction? 2 multiplied by 2, that is 4 grams we are having. So this is 4 grams. What about oxygen? For oxygen, for one oxygen atom, it is 16 grams. So here you are having 2 oxygen atoms. So 16 multiplied by 2. So 2 oxygen atoms means 2 multiplied by 16, that is equal to 32 grams. So we need to find the ratio here. 4 is to 32. Now if you see here, this one we have to find. So this is what? 4 is to 32. Right. So this one I will write here. 4 is to 32. So that is nothing but 4 ones are 4 8s are 1 is to 8. So the correct answer here is 1 is to 8. MH is to, ratio of MH to MO means 1 is to 8. If MO is to 1H means it is 8 is to 1. So the correct answer here is this one. Hope it is clear too. If you have any doubts, you can tell me in the comment section. Now second question. The products formed when aluminum and oxygen are burnt in the presence of air are respectively. So here, what are the products formed? So when aluminum and magnesium are burned in the presence of air respectively are Al2O3 and MgO, aluminum oxide and magnesium oxide. This is the correct answer. Al2O3 and MgO. This one, the correct answer is this one, B part. MgO, magnesium oxide is MgO, not MgO2. Now third question. The following table shows the pH values of 4 solutions. 4 solutions are there. A, B, C, D. These are our 4 solutions. For A it is given as 5, for B it is given as 7, for C it is given as 13 and D it is given as 3. A, B, C, D on a pH scale. So we have to find what is this A, B, C, D are. Strong acid, weak acid, neutral or strong, whatever we have to do. So one thing we know here, this 7 is neutral. In the pH scale, what is 7? This is neutral. So B will be neutral. So B is neutral. So here you are having this is neutral, this is neutral, and this is neutral. So A is ruled out here. Now, what about A? Now, left side of this neutral 7, left side is acidic, right? If you go this side, the acidic nature will increase. Here, acidic nature will increase. So, this part here, it is weak acid, and this, and the near 7 and near 1, it is strong acid, right? And the other side, if I say this part, it is weak base, and the last, it is strong base. So with this we can easily find correct answer here is, because A is weak acid, right? A here is weak acid. So weak acid. So weak acid also 3 options are there. So again we have to go. Then what we are having, A, B, C. What is the C? C is strong base. Now we are left with 2 options. C is strong base. And what about D? D is strong acid. So D is here, no? D is 3 means it is strong acid. So the correct option here is the D. Now going to the next question. Consider the following reactions. Dilute hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide. Dilute hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide. Magnesium oxide reacts with dilute HCl. Carbon dioxide reacts with sodium hydroxide. It is found that in each case, salt and water is formed, neutral salts are formed, hydrogen. So you have to read these 3 cases. There are 3 situations you have to read, and then identify what is the correct one, A, B, C or D. Right. So correct answer here is, we have to understand, this is the case of what? The first one. First one is dilute HCl. So this is a classic acid-base neutralization reaction. This is the acid. HCl is acid. What about sodium hydroxide? It is base. So this is a classical example of neutralization reaction. Right? What is a neutralization reaction? In which the salt and water is formed. Now in the second case, magnesium oxide reacts with dilute HCl. This magnesium oxide reacts with a dilute HCl. Magnesium oxide is basic oxide. Magnesium oxide is basic oxide, and hydrochloric acid itself is given as acid. So here also we are having a case of acid and base. So in third case, carbon dioxide reacts with sodium hydroxide. Carbon dioxide reacts with sodium hydroxide. Carbon dioxide is acidic oxide. Acidic oxide reacts with a base. Now, in all these 3 cases, that is when acid reacts with a base, first one, second one here, in the second case, magnesium oxide, that is basic oxide, reacts with acid. In the third case, acidic oxide reacts with the base. In all these 3 cases, salt and water is formed. Right? In all these 3 cases, salt and water is formed. So that is the correct answer. Now going to the fourth one. Reaction between 2 elements A and B forms a compound C. That means when A and B are reacting, what we are getting here is C is formed. A loses electrons and B gains electrons. So which one of the following properties will not be shown by compound C? So A is losing electron, that we have to remember. So A becomes positively charged. B gains electrons, that means B becomes negatively charged. Which one of the following properties is not shown by compound C? It has high melting point. So what is this? It is a case of, you have to first understand what type of action is happening here. So this is a characteristic property of ionic compounds, right? It is a characteristics of high melting point. It is a characteristics of ionic compound. Second one, it is highly soluble in water. Many ionic compounds are highly soluble in water. And the third one, it has weak electrostatic forces of attraction between its oppositely charged ions. So this is incorrect. Weak electrostatic forces between oppositely charged ions is incorrect. So this is false. This is incorrect, or we can say this as false. So the correct answer here is C, because in case of an ionic compound, it has strong electrostatic forces of attraction. So this property is not shown by the compound C as a result of the reaction of A and B. Now going to the next question. The metals obtained from their molten chlorides by the process of electrolytic reduction. The metals obtained from their molten chloride by the process of electrolytic reduction are. So what is electrolytic reduction? It is a process used to extract. First you should know what is electrolytic reduction. It is a process used to extract highly reactive metals from their molten salts, particularly their chlorides. So gold and silver, these are noble metals. Gold and silver, what? These are noble metals and are less reactive. Right. So they are typically found in their free state or extracted by processes like, some processes are there like cyanidation, etc., not electrolytic reduction. So for gold and silver, electrolytic reduction is not used here. Now calcium and magnesium are highly reactive metals. The second one, calcium and reaction are, these are highly reactive. So they are extracted by electrolysis of their molten chloride. So here itself we are having the answer. Calcium and magnesium are highly reactive. So they are extracted by the process of electrolysis of molten chloride. So correct answer here is B. Now question number 7. The formation of magnesium oxide is correctly shown in option. In which option we are seeing that formation of magnesium? So we should know atomic number of magnesium. For magnesium, what is atomic number? 12. So how will be the electronic configuration? First shell you are having 2, in the second one you are having 8 electrons, and the third one you are having 2 electrons. Whereas in case atomic number of oxygen is 8. So in the first shell you are having 2, in the second one you are having 6. So to become stable, the valence electron, these 2 electrons, valence electrons, magnesium want to leave or to give it to some other one. Oxygen, to become what we can say stable, it needs 2 more in the second shell to become 8, because when we say stable configuration, it should be like this, 2, 8, 8, this is stable configuration. So 2, 8, so this 2 is extra. So here 6, so we are need minus 2 here. 2 electrons are needed, so it is minus 2 actually. So oxygen. So which one represents the correct one, you have to see. So it is a case of ionic compound. So magnesium is a metal with 2 valence electrons. It readily loses these 2 electrons to achieve a stable electronic configuration, right? So 2 electrons given to some other means 2 electrons are less, means negative will be less. So what magnesium will become? 2 plus, because 2 electrons, it is given, negative will be less and positive protons will be more. Whereas in case of oxygen, 2 electrons it has taken, that means more electrons for it. Instead of 8, now it has now 10 electrons and 8 protons, so it becomes 2e minus. So oxygen becomes 2e minus. So magnesium becomes 2e plus. So which one is the correct one here? The correct option you have to find with this one, magnesium here giving 2 electrons, 2 plus, 2 minus. Here you are having 8 now. Everything is correct in the first option itself. So this is, here you are having magnesium losing 1 electron. This is wrong. Here getting like this. No, this is also not correct. In the last case also 2 plus 2, this 2 times, this is also not correct. So correct option here is A. Now coming to biology, direct questions will be there. So secretion of less saliva in mouth will affect the conversion of what? Secretion of less saliva in mouth will affect the conversion of starch into simple sugars. Correct answer. Ninth one. The plant hormone whose concentration stimulates the cells to grow longer on the side of the shoot, which is away from light, is. And the correct answer here is auxins. You can go through the question. The correct answer here is auxins. Now 11th question. 10th one. The correct or true statements for a bisexual flower is are. Maybe one condition, maybe two conditions. The correct but true statements for a bisexual flower. So 10th question. What is the answer here? They possess both stamen and pistil. They possess either stamen or pistil. They exhibit either self-pollination or cross-pollination. They cannot produce fruits on their own. So for this question, the correct answer is both 1 and 3 are correct. They possess both stamen and pistil. They exhibit either self-pollination or cross-pollination. So the correct answer is this one, C. 11. If pea plants with round and green seeds, so RRY is given, are crossed with pea plants having wrinkled and yellow seeds, it is given here. The seeds developed by the plant's F1 generation will be. With this combination, what type of seeds will be developed in the F1 generation? And the 50% round and green, 75% wrinkled and green, 100% round. So the correct answer here is 100% round and yellow. Now you are having the 12th question. The breakdown of glucose has taken the following pathway. Glucose is broken down into pyruvate plus energy. Then you have to find what is this A and what is this B here. This gives lactic acid plus energy. So the sites A and B respectively are. So what is this A and B? And the correct answer here is cytoplasm and oxygen deficient muscles. The correct answer is D. Now coming to physics part. A mirror X is used to concentrate. Mirror is there, that you have to note. Concentrate means all sunlight converging at one point. Mirror X is used to concentrate sunlight in solar furnace, and mirror Y is fitted on the side of the vehicle to see the traffic behind the driver. Which of the following statements are true for the two mirrors? Clear? So here mirror X is used to concentrate sunlight means it is a case of concave mirror. Convergence, no? Concave mirror. So in case of concave mirror that is used in solar furnace here, the sun rays converge at the focal point. So concave means converge. Converge at F, focal point. Whereas what about the other one? And when we say concave mirror, what about the image? The properties of the image. The image form is real, right? Image form in case of the concave mirror is real, and it will be smaller in size, diminished. These are the features of concave mirror. Concave mirror means real will be there, diminished will be there, and located at the focus. That is F. What about the other one? For mirror Y, convex mirror. So side vehicle. In the vehicles we use a side mirror. No? So which mirror we will use? That is mirror Y. I will write here. This is convex mirror. So you should know the features of the convex mirrors. It is used to see traffic behind the driver, which means it is a convex mirror. So convex mirror always forms how? What type of images we get? We get virtual here for convex. Y is here convex. X is here concave. One thing is virtual. Second is erect. And the third one here is diminished. So these are the properties of the concave mirrors. X and Y, now we are clear. X, these are the properties, Y, these are what. So here we are having the 4 options. You have to read the 4 options and identify the correct one. So the image formed by X mirror X is real. Yes, it is real. Diminish and its focus. Yes, all this is true for X. And the second point here is the image formed by Y is virtual. Yes, virtual. Diminished, erect. Yes. So the image formed by mirror X is virtual. No, this is not correct. The image formed by mirror Y is real. No, this is not correct. So 1 and 2 are correct. So the correct answer here is option A, 1 and 2. Now next question. An old person is suffering from an eye defect caused by weakening of ciliary muscles. So old person, right? So old person means which problem will be there? The problem we know due to aging, that is presbyopia. So first you have to consider this point. So weakening of ciliary muscles and diminishing of flexibility of the eyelids. If the defect of the vision is A, which can be corrected by lens B. So defect is A. So A is defect and the lens is B. Then A and B respectively are. So we know that for old person it is presbyopia, and because old persons have both problems, they cannot see both the far away objects and the nearby objects. So we need a bifocal lens, that is the solution. Presbyopia and bifocal lens. So that is what we need to, the correct answer is this one. Now coming to the next question. Biology. Which of the following groups do not constitute a food chain? Which do not constitute a food chain? Then here we are having this 4. Then go through this 4. Then you will understand. To determine which groups do not consider a food chain, we need to analyze each option based on the flow of energy from producers to consumers. Right? Food chain is what? Flow of energy from producers to consumers. A food chain represents the feeding relationships between the organisms, showing how the energy is transferred. Clear? Now, I will directly go to the answer, and the correct answer here is option D. Option D is the correct answer. 2 and 4. Which do not, here you have to be careful, here. 2 and 4, they do not constitute a food chain. Why? Because in the option 2 here, in the option 2, what is the case? This group does not form a complete food chain because grasshopper is a terrestrial organism, while plankton, fish and man can be part of an aquatic food chain. So we are unable to form the given case here. What about the fourth one? Why it is not representing a food chain? In case of the fourth one, that is grass, snake, wolf and tiger, this group does not form a food chain because snake, wolf and tiger all are carnivores, and there is no herbivore present to consume the grass and initiate the food chain, right? There is no one to consume this one. These are all carnivores. So that's why the correct answer is D, option D, 2 and 4. Now next question. The percentage of solar energy which is not converted into food energy. You have to remember that it is given here not converted into food energy by the leaves of green plants in a terrestrial ecosystem is about. Right. So green plants in a terrestrial ecosystem capture approximately how much green plants, how much they capture? Only 1% of the solar energy they will capture that falls on their leaves, and convert that 1% to what? Food energy through photosynthesis. But what is given in the question? It is asked for the percentage of solar energy which is not converted into food energy. So only 1% is converted. So out of 100%, 1% is only, so which is not converted, how much percentage is not converted? 100 minus 1, so that is 99%. So correct option here is D. Now question number 17. From 17 to 20 we are having what we say the two statements are given here. You have one is labeled as assertion A and the other is labeled as reason R. So select the correct answer from these questions. A, B, C, D are given. If both assertion and reason are true, both should be true, and the reason R is the correct explanation of assertion A, then mark A. If both assertion A and reason are true, but reason R is not the correct explanation of assertion A, then you have to mark as B. If assertion A is true, but reason is false, mark C. Assertion A is false and reason is true, mark as D. Now we will read the question number 17 quickly. Assertion A. Decomposition reactions are generally endothermic reactions. Decomposition reactions are endothermic reactions. You should know whether this is true or not first. Then reason is decomposition of organic matter into compost is an exothermic process. Right. So here in this case both assertion and reason are true. Right. In this case both assertion and reason both are conceptually true. Decomposition of organic matter into compost is an exothermic. This is true and the first case is also true. However, the reason R does not explain the assertion, but this reason does not justify this. This is not related to this one exactly. Right? Does not justify. That means this is not the reason for the given assertion to be true. So what is the correct answer? Correct answer here is both B. The correct answer here is B. That is both assertion and reason are true, but reason R is not the correct explanation of A. Assertion. Now next question. Assertion. A human child bears all the basic features of human beings. Right. A human. So this is true. This is true. A human child bears all the basic features of human being. Naturally, all child bear the features of human beings only. True. Reason. It looks exactly like its parents, showing very little variations. But reason is false. Right. It looks exactly like its parents, showing very little variation. This is not possible. So this is false. So assertion A is true, but reason is false. So what is the correct answer here is C. Assertion A is true and the reason given itself is false. So this is the option. Now we go to the question number 19. Assertion. No two magnetic field lines are found to cross each other. So assertion is true because two magnetic lines never intersect, that we know. And the second one, the compass needle cannot point towards two directions. Compass needle points only in one direction. So it cannot saying points to two directions at the point of intersection of the two magnetic field lines. So this is also true. Right? And because no two magnetic field lines will never intersect, no two magnetic field lines never intersect. So what we are, so the given reason is valid for the assertion, right? Both assertion and reason are true and the reason is the correct explanation of the assertion. So the correct option here is option A. Now the last question, question number 20. The amount of ozone in the atmosphere began to drop sharply in the 90s. This is a case study actually discussed here. The amount of ozone in the atmosphere began to drop sharply in the 1980s. Right. So this is true. Whereas the oxygen atoms combine with molecular oxygen to form ozone. This is also true. The oxygen atoms combine with molecular oxygen to form ozone. But whether this is the reason for this one in the 1980s? Regarding the oxygen atoms combined to this one? No, this is not the reason. Both are true, but this is not the reason. So the correct answer here is option B. Assertion A is true, B is true, but B is not a reason, is not valid for the given assertion. With this, we have completed all the 20 questions of 1 mark from 2025 question paper set 1. There are totally 6 sets are there. 6 totally different papers were used in the 2025. If you like the video, do click on the like button and share this video with your friend. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, do subscribe so that you will get more educational and information videos of all subjects. Thanks for watching.